Joining us for our 85th annual scholarship celebration. Tonight, we have three amazing honorees, Dr. George N. Koritsidis, Dr. Apostolos Stasiopoulos, and Dr. Peter Michalos, all giants in their respective fields. We hope you have a beautiful evening, and thank you so much for attending again. And MGTV is always with us. Thank you.
Here we are again to the award night and the gala for the Hellenic Medical Society. A beautiful event once again, and congratulations to all the honorees and Dr. Manolas, the president. Merry Christmas to everyone. Axios to all of you.
Apostolos Stasiopoulos. Πολύ χαρούμενος για την βράβευση. I want to give a big thank you to the Hellenic Medical Association for this recognition, and looking forward to a great evening.
Καλησπέρα σας. Το βράδυ είναι μια χαρά. Είμαστε όλοι εδώ σε τούτη την εορτή για όλους τους καλλιτέχνες και για γιατρούς της Νέας Υόρκης που είναι Έλληνες και Ορθόδοξοι, και είμαι εδώ το βράδυ για τον αδελφό μου που είναι Χιώτης, ο γιατρός Μίχαλος.
Important event of the year for us, since one of, I would say, the main mission of our society is truly to give scholarships to people who deserve it, either because they need the money or because they performed exceptionally well in testing as well as in scientific research. Your society's accomplishments for the past 2 years are actually listed in my letter to you that you can find in the journal. So I will save you 25 minutes because it would take a long time for me to go over all of them for the past 2 years, especially the COVID year. Yes, Lorraine, we emerged stronger as a society, and this is a proof. Tonight we have a very successful event, and I'm so proud of all of you that came to help us and be our trustees, so to speak, of our scholarship fund. Since we had Thanksgiving 3 weeks ago, I would like to thank a lot of people. First of all, I want to thank our executive board for the very hard work that all of you put over the past 2 years, but also for all the members that stepped forward to help us run the society. It's not easy. I want to separately thank Lorraine and HELLENIC Gouzulis. They're amazing. This society is stronger because of the hard work that they put in. But all the rest of the members also put a lot of work. The executive committee and all the members. I want to thank Dr. Petratos, Marinos Petratos. He is here with us tonight. He is a past president. He was so proud to initiate these scholarship events and to redirect the mission of our society, and we owe him a lot. He is behind the scenes orchestrating a lot of our functions, and he keeps an eye on what we do. I will never forgive him though, but when he interviewed me for the position of the president, he promised me that this is only 1 hour a month commitment. About 2,000 hours later, it is still actually an honor for me to be here. I want to thank the honorees for being here and putting so much work in their presentations. I want to thank all the applicants who received scholarships. We give out 22 awards this year, which I think is an all-time record, and we give in excess of $54,000 in awards. That is also a record. And thank you very much for all the donations, and I look forward to see you next year. Thank you so much, and enjoy the evening.
Good evening and welcome. I'm delighted that I had the opportunity to chair tonight's event with Lorraine and to celebrate with all of you, our 3 honorees and all our scholarship recipients. I would like to congratulate Dr. George Goritsidis, Dr. Apostolos Stasiopoulos, and Dr. Peter Michalos for their passion and commitment toward their work, for coming up with new approaches and important new discoveries, and for being our heroes during the difficult times of the pandemic.
I have purposely kept my introduction of Dr. Goritsidis short, as he is on call tonight for the weekend at Westchester County Medical Center in Valhalla. So he has till 11:30. That's all he can give us of his time. So this man doesn't have time for interviews, he has no time for cameras, and he has no time for celebrations in his honor, in fact. Running to heal the sick, just like he did in the video where I fell in love with him. I wanted to meet the man in the video. Who was the man that was running into the hellhole? The man that was running into Elmhurst Hospital as the rest of us stayed in our apartments. Who was that guy that couldn't finish the interview? I want to know him. And I've gotten to know him. And I'm thrilled to introduce probably one of the most deserving men I know to receive this award for Distinguished Physician of the Year for our society, Axios.
Nisiros is right next to Kos. And you know how George Washington had all these places he slept around in? Right? So Hippocrates did a lot of sleeping around in Nisiros. Which is why there's so many doctors coming out of Nisiros. Just like a little historical fact that no one else knows except Nisiros. This is a wonderful honor. I wasn't sure how to discuss this whole distinguished doctor thing. First and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to the Sílogo, Doctors Manolas, Kolokathis, Chrysomalis, and the board. I'm totally honored by all this, and I think it's a very sweet thing for you guys to do. And then I also want to congratulate the two pillars that I stand in between, these two tall surgeons, Doctors Michalos and Dasiopoulos, who are, I'm glad I got to know you guys even more over the time period of this past couple of years. You know, when I was in med school, I would tell my father, I'd say, you know, Pop, and he's passed away, you know, I'm doing peds now, and it's fun, it's really nice. And he would answer, he goes, what about surgery? And then I'd say internal medicine or even psych, and it's kind of, what about surgery? So the surgeons are still put up ahead of all the other. And obviously as an internist, where they make fun of us about being fleas, and we make fun about the surgeons, how they're just walking around with scalpels looking for people to cut up. Once I started running a surgical trauma ICU and I started doing tracheostomies bedside, it's a lot easier to write an order to pour a medication into an IV than it is to take a scalpel and cut somebody and do surgery. And I got to learn that, and once you do things like this, you recognize what you guys go through. So I think that's one thing I want to say about my surgeon brethren. And I am more at all with you, having run that kind of an ICU and doing things as simple as tracheostomies, which then led me to thinking about what's this distinguished physician thing. What do I do with that?
Put it on your resume.
Put it on my resume. That's right. Yeah, because I'm going to apply to law school next year. And so when you look at in Greek it's aristochos, diakrimenos. In English, what is distinguished? Am I distinguished because I still have a head of hair and it's slightly graying? Other words for distinguished is things like outstanding. I think we were at the Chrysanthemum Ball. Yankopoulos to me is an outstanding person, and things that he's done in both medicine and research. I think there are plenty of people in the world that are outstanding that will never get recognized as outstanding. I swim out east in the Suffolk community for like 10 plus years, and I would pretty often I'd be swimming in a lane, and there was this man who would bring his two sons who were cognitively handicapped. They had some issues, and he would swim laps back and forth and back and forth, and he would then take them into the shower and wash them and clean behind, and he would do all these wonderful, wonderful things as a father. And I was just impressed. And then, we moved from there, and then there was the pandemic for 2 years, and I went on Thanksgiving night, Eve, and I went swimming there, and he was there with his two sons. And this is, close to 10 years now later, and they're going, and he's swimming back and forth with them. And the difference now was, when he brought them back from the swim, he actually sat there and shaved them because they were 10 years older. And I said, wow, that's outstanding. And that, to do something like that is just, I was amazed by this man and how you can do that. So there's so much out there that we just kind of miss. And then, if I then take the word distinguished and connected with physician, so, if I think when I go to my grave, the things that I will be distinguished for is my family, my sisters, my brother, my mother, and my mother-in-law. And my daughter, my son, my cousins, my good friends that have showed up And then as a physician, I would think that I'd like the fact that I maintain a certain degree of academics as best as I could, and the world is changing in medicine too much along those lines, and I think I was lucky to be in between things. COVID. I don't think I'm distinguished because of COVID, and I bet you these two guys don't feel the same either. When you, and I'm especially the younger doctors, there's an understanding, there is a meaning when you enter this profession, and I hope you all get it. And the meaning is you're going to do this not because you feel you have to, because it's part of you. It's part of what you mean. If you know, I've been through 2 pandemics. The AIDS pandemic when I was a resident, and now this one as an older man. And I really never thought twice about this whole thing. And I don't think that I think this is just part of being you. And if you guys are like most physicians, and I do believe most physicians are, I think you're all going to go in the right direction, do the right thing. There was a movie, I think it was Contagion. I didn't see the movie, and I meant to see it before this. But I was reading something where there was about a pandemic. The movie came out 15 years ago, and what they said with the downfall situation, the problem with the pandemic was that the healthcare professionals and physicians would have walked away and not done anything. And I said, and I'm thinking, what a drop ball on that one was. Who wrote that? And I really don't think you're going to see that with the majority. You have people going into Ebola countries. You have people doing all these things. I'm amazed by doctors in Haiti while they're being kidnapped and so forth. My wife and I have put together an NGO, and we don't even do half the stuff some of these people do, in places like Ecuador and Peru. Just that's what the meaning of being a physician is, and I'm totally believe this. I think this was just part of my job. It was just part of what we were and what we are and what we're gonna die with over time. And which brings me to a full circle to HMS. Otherwise, Lorraine asked me to speak for about an hour and a half, and I said I'm gong.
There's going to be a gong.
And I think basically this is the point. I want to congratulate all of you kids on the block, the youngins coming in. I'm very proud of you guys. 100 years ago, Dr. Petratos was around when I got my scholarship from HMS. All right. So he's only 5 years older than I. So so I want to thank HMS. And back then, I think these are wonderful things we all do. And I think that's the connection that you should all feel, so that you turn this around, and hopefully some of you guys will be up here and doing and saying the same things that I'm saying. So and I wish you a lot of luck. My daughter was a recipient a few years ago, and I think it's wonderful. To the extent that about a year or so ago, Debbie and I have been thinking about doing something. So we are, this is the first year that we've put together the Codicides grant that we're going to hopefully go in perpetuity, even when we die, if we fix this in the right way. I think with that I'm going to say ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για την τίμη σας, για τη θερμή τιμή σας. Αισθάνομαι ότι είμαι σπίτι μαζί σας. Σας εύχομαι καλές γιορτές. Σας εύχομαι υγεία το νέο έτος, να προσέχετε, να αγαπάει ο ένας τον άλλο όσο μπορούμε, γιατί αυτό το κράτος έχει χωριθεί λίγο, και τους μικρούς μας, τα γιατρουδάκια μας, καλός πρόοδος, και για το σύλλογο μας, καλός πρόοδος και καλή πρόοδο. Και τελείωσα.
Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Pianikalos, who will introduce our second honoree, Dr. Apostolos Tasiotla. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being here tonight. Our next recipient of this honor, Distinguished Surgeon of the Year, is Dr. Apostolos Tasiopoulos, who is really an amazing surgeon. He graduated from the Aristotle University Medical School of Thessaloniki. He served in the Hellenic Air Force as a general medical officer. He did a postdoctoral fellowship in cardiothoracic surgery at Baylor University in Houston, Texas. He was resident and chief resident at the State University of New York at Syracuse. He did a vascular surgery fellowship at Loyola University. He taught surgery at Rush Medical School as an assistant professor. He's a tenured professor at Stony Brook University on Long Island, the Tertiary Care Center of Suffolk County. He has written over 100 peer-reviewed manuscripts, book chapters. He is the chairman of vascular surgery at Stony Brook University, and he's also the interim chair of all of surgery at Stony Brook University. He's involved in a global health initiative leadership program at Harvard. He's been listed in the best doctors in New York Magazine the last 11 years straight. He's served as president of the Vascular Surgery Society. And on a personal note, during COVID, he basically converted his surgical ICU into a COVID ICU, and they got hit very hard, and he was one of the first people actually in the whole country to recognize the vascular, that this is a clotting disease too, and he started to put people on anticoagulants, and they learned about proning, and they learned about high flow nasal oxygen instead of ventilators, and he was sharing it with the other affiliated hospitals, and the death rate was very low actually on Long Island and in Suffolk County, thanks to his efforts. He would always advocate on behalf of his patients and battle with whoever he had to and administrators, and he's a big guy, so you don't want to mess with him. So without further ado, I want to welcome our Distinguished Surgeon of the Year of the Hellenic Medical Society for 2021, Dr. Apostolos Tasiopoulos.
Wow, that was very generous there. So I found out outside that I had a connection with Dr. Koritsidis, and that's the Syracuse connection. And then I come in here and I found out that we have another connection. He is from Niceros, and Hippocrates was close to Niceros, but I am from Trikala, Greece. That was the house of Aesculapius, and the Asclepion in Trikala is still an existing structure, so I do think that the connection is there. So, first of all, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the Hellenic Medical Society for this truly unexpected recognition. I'm profoundly honored and deeply humbled to have been selected as the 2021 Surgeon of the Year by this prestigious organization that has been bringing physicians and scientists of Hellenic descent together for 85 years. I want to personally thank a few people today, Dr. Peter Mikalos for this wonderful introduction, but also for his continuous contributions to the society and the remarkable efforts he put together during the pandemic to help patients and communities in Long Island. Dr. Lorraine Chrysomalis, the heart and soul of this Hellenic Medical Society, whose amazing energy and ability to connect Greek physicians, residents, and students has brought such a positive aura, it has attracted so many young people in this organization. A special thank you to our president, Dr. Manolis. I wish I had met you 20 years ago. It's never late. And of course, the two distinguished colleagues who are being recognized tonight for their exceptional work. They're both true pioneers and they fully deserve this honor. I arrived in this country almost 30 years ago after I graduated from Aristotle University Medical School. I have the distinct pleasure tonight to have one of my colleagues in medical school, Dr. Kostas Fortounas, and his family joining us tonight.
My early dream was to come in this country, train in vascular surgery, and then go back home and pursue an academic career back there. I keep telling my mother that I still need to learn a couple of more things before I go back. I have a feeling she doesn't believe me anymore. I'm not going back before retirement anyways. I was blessed with the opportunity to learn from exceptional teachers in this country and to collaborate with great colleagues in every institution I worked in, particularly at Stony Brook, where I've spent the past 16 years. During that time, in the Division of Vascular Surgery, we were able to bring advanced care for vascular disease in the patients of Long Island. We initiated patient and physician outreach programs, focusing on early disease recognition, timely interventions to reduce individual risk factors, and we continue to offer, I believe, the most advanced therapeutic interventions in the entire spectrum of vascular disease. The research output of our entire group is remarkable and has been widely recognized nationally and internationally, and our physicians are frequent guests in the most prestigious scientific panels around the world. I'm particularly proud that Stony Brook University has become a focused destination for Greek physicians. Both trainees, residents, scientists, and medical students. Just in the Department of Surgery, there are currently 9 faculty members and 4 surgical residents of Greek descent. I want to take this opportunity to recognize my long-term friend and colleague, Dr. Antonis Gasparis, with whom I've worked alongside for the past 25 years, and who has contributed a great deal to the success of our division. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm really excited to see how many young people are attending this event tonight. They are embracing this society, and they truly represent its bright future. You are also exceptionally talented, hardworking, and you have already made your mark in the field of medicine. I don't have advice for you. I just have one suggestion to offer you. Dream big and pursue your dreams with passion. I had an opportunity recently to meet Jim Craig, the famous US goalie of the hockey team that beat the Russians in 1980. His motto was, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Dream big. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has brought unique challenges to our society and to our work environment. But it also provided great opportunities for research and innovation, and has underlined the importance of broader collaborations in promoting scientific progress. I will never forget the valuable information I received from a dear friend and colleague who lives and works in Italy in the early stages of the first wave of the pandemic. It helped us not only verify our early clinical observations, but it allowed us to analyze the early evidence and initiate treatment algorithms to improve the care of our patients. This would not have been possible without the input, hard work, and personal sacrifice from a number of incredible physicians and scientists at Stony Brook Hospital. They deserve the most credit for this recognition. And speaking of sacrifice, I want from the bottom of my heart to thank my family. My wife Yana, who for the past 20 years has given me unconditional love and support at every stage of my career. And my 2 children, Vasya and Konstantin, who have accepted the shorter daddy time stemming from the daily demands of the profession, and who are constantly adding energy to my batteries with their humor and smile. I love you all so much. Thank you once again to the Hellenic Medical Society for this great honor.
And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael Psaros, who will introduce our
Distinguished Colleague of the Year, our very own Dr. Peter Michalos. Mr. Michalos, thank you very much for your time tonight.
Before I introduce my brother, I just want to say I don't get intimidated very often. I am in the presence of such individual and collective brilliance this evening that for a simple manufacturing guy like me, it's almost hard to comprehend. And so I want to say to all of the physicians in the room, Oxy, que panda Oxy. On behalf of all of your patients, on behalf of society, I have the privilege and blessing of introducing my dear friend and my brother, and I choose my words very carefully when I say my brother, Dr. Peter Michalos. Dr. Peter is an associate professor of clinical ophthalmology at the Columbia University Vagelos College of Physicians and Surgeons. He is the chairman of the Hamptons Health Society, a not-for-profit think tank that improves healthcare in the Hamptons. In that society, and my friend Dr. Peter have really, really moved the needle forward in the Hamptons. He is a board-certified ophthalmologist and orbital oculoplastic reconstructive surgeon. Dr. Michalos has published multiple book chapters, papers, in the orbital trauma section in the new Columbia University Eye Manual. He has multiple patents on medical and non-medical devices. He has served as president of the medical staff and the chief of all surgery at Southampton Hospital. Dr. Michalos completed a surgical internship at the New York Hospital Cornell Medical Center, served as resident and chief resident in ophthalmology at St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital, and completed a fellowship at the Edward S. Harkness Eye Institute of Columbia University Medical Center in ophthalmic, plastic, and reconstructive surgery. Dr. Michalos was honored as Person of the Year by the Southampton Town Business Alliance in 2021, Citizen of the Year in 2020 of Southampton Village, and Southampton Village Police Department PBA Person of the Year. I'm very proud to say, and I was present at the cathedral, he was invested just 2 months ago as an Archon of the Ecumenical Patriarch, and he is an officer of the Knights of the Order of St. John's of Jerusalem that date back to 1070 AD. Dr. Michalos, as we all know, because we all listen, is a WABC radio correspondent for the John Kazimierz Roundtable radio show, and obviously our brother John, one of my heroes, is present tonight. He is also a frequent contributor to NPR and has helped sponsor and buy medical equipment for surgical missionary trips around the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my brother, Dr. Michalos, is one of the most selfless and humble people that I know. I consider him an inspiration. If you understand the Gospels, he exemplifies the joyful giver that is in the Gospels. He has dedicated his life to service, true diakonia, to his patients, to the medical profession, to his family, to Hios, which is very important to he and I, as Hiotis, to Hellenism, and to Holy Orthodoxy. Adolfé, denk ser esposo, sabe Paul.
Oh my God.
And I must say, and you will shortly figure it out, that I am mini-me, and he is maxi-me. Dio Hiotes, with the same haircut, but I will tell you, Maxi, because you are a giant, there is nothing bigger than your heart. So I'd like to welcome Dr. Peter.
Okay, so you all got to meet my brother from another mother. And we have many, many brothers here, and I'm very honored to be here, and with Dr. Koritsidis and Dr. Tasiopoulos being honored. And of course, my first encounter with the Hellenic Medical Society was an amazing dermatologist, this young, dashing, debonair, Marinos Petratos, the doctor to the stars. And he really is the doctor to the stars. Over the years, he's probably referred to me more Hollywood people, singers, stars, and he, basically people would show up in my waiting room after they would send me these different patients, and all of a sudden everybody wanted to come see me because they wanted to see the doctor who's seeing these people. But he's got an amazing history with the Hellenic Medical Society, and I want to thank my daughter Irene Mikolos for being here tonight. She does works in psychology, which is probably more challenging than what we do, and especially during the pandemic. And of course, John Katzimatidis, who I've been to Nisiros, Dr. Koritsidis, when they honored John and they made a stamp of him in Greece, and we stood there by the volcano, and I got the good smell of sulfuric acid. But it's an amazing island, an amazing place, and John gives me a microphone where I can talk about these things and COVID, and we get calls all the time about people who say we saved their lives because we pushed them to go get treated and to go get their Regeneron antibody and not to wait, and that has been amazing, pushing people, also thanking us for pushing them to get vaccinated. So that's been an amazing opportunity. And my other brothers and friends who are here, Bob Gianos, Linda Wachner is here, and Paul Mistos from college. We were in college together, so it's great. It's like a big family, the Hellenic Medical Society. It's always been that way. We have our Greek consulate, Ambassador Koutas, and his wonderful wife, Poppy here, and I just want to thank everyone for being here, and the students. You guys are, amazing, and I thank you for going into medicine, because you're the guys who are going to be taking care of us little folks one day. And, it's really humbling that you are doing what you're doing, because it is very special, as Dr. Koritsidis said. There's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding, and there's nothing greater than being able to help other human beings. And so, we're almost through this pandemic, and it just happens that so many Greeks are involved in the pandemic. I mean, it happens that the new Merck pill that's coming out, the team's being put together by Nick Kartsonis at Merck. Of course, we have Dr. Kiratsis at Regeneron and Dr. Yankopoulos. And we also have Dr. George Skargos, who actually put together the newest IV antibody that's coming out of GlaxoSmithKline. His company's Vir Bio, and you'll hear about him too. So it's fascinating. And of course, our Greek Jewish colleague Albert Bourla from Pfizer. So it's amazing the Greek influence in helping to battle this pandemic. And again, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my friend Michelle McDonald, who's here with me tonight, and all of you who are here. And my high school friend is back there, Mark Titonis, which is great to see a high school buddy. And thank you very much. And of course, my professor who taught me at Columbia, George Florakis, is here, who is also the head of the eye bank and one of the top 20 specialists in the country. We're very blessed to have him here. And my friend Margot Katzimatidis couldn't be here tonight, but I just want to thank everyone for being here, and we appreciate you. And the students, please study hard. Knowledge is power, and your ability to help people in the future is going to be an amazing thing. You're in an amazing time of medicine now, with precision medicine, genetics. There's things now like OSK genes, they're injecting it into the eye. They're restoring blindness in mice and apes with glaucoma and retinal disease. So you guys are an amazing time in healthcare.
And now I would like to bring the medical students, if you could line up in alphabetical order. We have a minute of
Electronasis, Alexandra Nerazzinis.
I would like to thank the Hellenic Medical Society for this award. It's an honor to be chosen, and I would also think remiss to, if I didn't mention, my mom was a major reason that I'm trying to become a doctor. She passed away from cancer, and so she's the main motivator for me here today, and her physicians who showed compassion for her and my family are the type of physicians I hope to become. Thank you all again for this immense honor, and I look forward to being an active member of the Medical Society.
Next, I would like to call up George Tanyas.
Well, I'd like to thank you all for being here, and thank you for this amazing honor. To Dr. Personales and Dr. Gazulis, who are amazing and keep the society going, and to everyone here who also keeps the society going. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm George Danius. I'm a third-year medical student at Mount Sinai, and I'd like to thank my parents first and foremost for always believing in me. And good DNA, yeah, that too. I can't deny how important that is, but yeah, thank you.
And next I would like to call up on Ioana Katechis.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joanna. I'm a fourth-year medical student at the Sophie Davis CUNY School of Medicine, which, contrary to popular belief, is not free anymore. So thank you so much for this amazing award. It means a lot to me and my family, and I'm currently in the process of applying to obstetrics and gynecology residency, which I'm very excited for. And I have an amazing role model in this society, Dr. Chrysomalis, who has done so much for the youth, and we all love her, and we're grateful for everything she does for us. Dr. Gouzulis as well, and Dr. Manolis, and everyone else in the executive committee, thank you so much.
Next, I'd like to call up Rafael Kiru.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rafael Kiru. I'm a first-year medical student at SUNY Downstate. I'm hoping to enter into internal medicine and hopefully subspecialize in oncology. First of all, this is a big honor for me to receive this award. I'd like to thank my dad, Dr. Kyriakos Kiru, my inspiration. My mom also supported me throughout my journey, and my sister. And I'd like to thank the Hellenic Medical Society for supporting me in my studies, for supporting all the other medical students. Ένα μεγάλο ευχαριστώ σε εσάς και σε όλο τον κόσμο που είναι εδώ σήμερα.
And next, I would like to call up Aphrodite Megaris. I actually delivered Aphrodite Megaris. So if that's not a special award, just having her here is so special to me. And what I always say is, I only deliver the cute ones and the smart ones. So this one has it all.
Hi everyone, my name is Aphrodite Megaris. Because there's a lot of pride from the parts of Greece we're from. My father's from Kastoria, my mother's from Karpathos, Crete, and Chios. So there's the Balakanis over there. I would really like to thank the Society for this award, the absolutely incredible role models we have. Dr. Chrysomalis, who in December of 1997 delivered me, like I'm sure now all of you know, it wasn't just a few people in the room. Dr. Gazoulis and Dr. Manolas. You guys are such inspirations, honestly, for all of us. And you know, becoming a doctor, it's such a bright future. Clearly, the things that you do are so incredible that you're only there to inspire us and to show us that there's such a community, the Greek heritage that we all have that connects us. It's something never to be forgotten. It brings us all together. So thank you again to the society.
And next, I'd like to call on Electra Nassis, who I call Electric. This girl's amazing. So, I mean, they're all amazing, but I just have to give her a shout out because I needed to get a flyer for the scientific symposium together in less than a day. Because Dr. Goritsidi said, I cannot be honored as the Distinguished Physician of the Year if we don't do a scientific symposium. So, we can't say no to Dr. Goritsidi, so we have to make it work. So Electra made this amazing flyer. So I showed Electra my flyer. So in 45 minutes I had a white page with these black letters, and all of a sudden we saw Electra's flyer, which was absolutely amazing. So in addition to that, she's just an overall amazing lady, and I want her to tell you guys a little bit about who she is. I just had to give her a shout out.
Dr. Nassis. I'm a third-year medical student at SUNY Downstate College of Medicine in Brooklyn, New York. Since everyone's talking about Nisiros, I feel like I have to share. I was born on Kos. I grew up in New York, and I'll be the first doctor in my family, and so everyone's really excited about this. I think everyone in this room knows that it takes a village to raise a doctor and carry them through all their training. So I just really want to say thank you, and I appreciate the Hellenic Medical Society, my family, my boyfriend, my friends, everyone who helps us get through it all. Thank you so much.
And next, I would like to invite up Alexandra Deranzis.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Alexandra. I'm currently a second-year medical school student at SUNY Downstate. So I'm very honored to be here tonight and grateful to all who have made this scholarship possible. I'd also like to thank my family for always supporting me and giving me the inspiration throughout my whole educational career. One thing I want to say is that I'm very proud to be Greek. I feel like my Greek heritage has instilled in me the virtues of hard work and of course helping those that are less fortunate than me, which is why in the future, I'm really looking forward to be able to give back to the community, just like how we're doing here tonight. Yeah, I'm very proud to be part of this organization, and again, I'm looking forward to becoming more and more involved. Thank you again for joining us tonight.
Next to the medical students, I'd like to call upon George Papadopoulos.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I think I'm going to make it 3 downstate students in a row. So I'm a 4th-year medical student at Downstate. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Dr. Chrysomalis for all her help. Dr. Karidis also who's here has helped me so much. Thanking my parents, my father who has helped me so much, and my mother who's looking on from another place right now. And thank you to Dr. Manolas, who cared for my mother in so many difficult moments. Thank you so much. I look forward to really participating with the Hellenic Medical Society for years to come. Thank you.
I'd like to call down the osteopathic students in alphabetical order. Maria Canelos, Eleni Evstathiadis, Panagiotis Koumas, Nicole Maddie, Georgiana Stoukidis.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria Canelos. I'm a second-year student at NYT College of Osteopathic Medicine. I want to thank everyone today because I feel so honored to receive this scholarship. I am so grateful to be here on this medical journey. I want to thank especially my parents because they show me what it's like to be an amazing member of the Greek community and amazing physicians. They've supported me every step of the way, and thank you again.
Eleni Evstathiadis.
Hi everybody, good evening. My name is Eleni Evstathiadis and I'm a 4th-year medical student at NICOM. I am currently applying to residencies in both internal medicine and family medicine. I just want to thank the Hellenic Medical Society, especially Dr. Lorraine Chrysomalis. It is such an honor to be a part of such an incredible organization with such wonderful mentorship. And I think I could speak on behalf of all of the recipients that we are so thankful for all that this community has given us, not only in terms of this scholarship, but also for the mentorship and the leadership. I would also like to thank my family, especially my mom, who's here with me today.
Panagiotis Koumas.
Hello, good evening everybody. My name is Panagiotis Koumas. I'm also from NICOM. I'm a 3rd year. I first want to thank everybody that makes this society and this event possible. So I decided to go into medicine after going to my first Hellenic Medical Society event when I was in college. And I was greeted by so many members that were just eager to answer my questions and actually guide me through the process. So it's great to have a society to lean on when we need our questions answered. So congratulations to everybody today.
Hello everyone, my name is Nicole Maddie. I'm a third-year medical student also at NICOM. I hope to eventually go into pathology, specifically forensic pathology, so that's always a fun little note that no one really knows or expects out of me. But I'm so grateful to be here, so grateful to be getting this award. I am really new to the medical society. I just met HELLENIC back in October. She introduced me to this, so I'm really looking forward to getting more involved and getting the full oomph out of this society that everyone has really talked about. I do want to thank my parents for always supporting me, and then my grandma for always keeping the Greek spirit alive in our family. So thank you again
Georgiana Stukidis.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Georgiana Stukidis. I grew up in Thessaloniki, Greece, and my family is originally from Lesbos Island. I moved to the US to attend Brown University, where I received my undergraduate degree in biology and my master's degree in biotechnology. And now I'm a second-year medical student at NICOM, and I'm interested in pursuing a career in infectious diseases. I'm so grateful to be here today with my community. I'm so grateful for all the support that I've had from my parents, from my family in Greece and my family in the US to be able to pursue my dream of becoming a doctor. Thank you so much for this award and also for bringing us all together. I look forward to getting to know everyone throughout my career. Thank you so much.
And now I'd like to introduce our brilliant research scholars in alphabetical order. Aleologos Alexopoulos, Spiridon Basourakos, Dimitrios Yannis, Myrsini Ioakim Ioannidis, Ioannis Koulas, Dimitra Melisaridou, Glikeria Tsikas, and Stefanos Zafiropoulos.
Hi, good evening everyone. First of all, let me congratulate all the fellow recipients of all the awards. It's truly an amazing honor to be recognized by the Society for my work in ophthalmology, which is a field I'm extremely passionate about. I feel like I have many people to thank tonight. First of all, to the Hellenic Medical Society of New York, the members, the boards, and the donors, specifically Dr. Manolas, our president, Dr. Lorraine Christomalis, our wonderful doctor. I feel like your passion, your kindness, and your willingness to help are truly inspiring, and I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I feel like I'm speaking for everyone here that it's our duty to reciprocate all these values that are a reflection of the society and give back to that. So thank you so much for it. This award, I think, is a testimony to the hard work we're putting in at the Ophthalmic Imaging Lab at NYU Langone Health. Our work significantly contributes to the understanding, diagnosis, and treatment of glaucoma, which is one of the major causes of blindness worldwide. The pandemic was a challenging time, but despite that, we have been able to be productive, and this has been a collective work of all of our members and our mentors at NYU, Drs. Waldstein and Schumann specifically. Two mentors that I would like to mention in specific that are here, Dr. Florax and Dr. Danias. They have been extremely helpful throughout this whole journey, and truly to me they've been role models, so thank you for that. And last but definitely not least, I would like to thank my family. I know they're not here, they're back in Greece, so they're gonna watch tomorrow, but I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart because they've been extremely supportive throughout this whole journey, so thank you all. First of all,
Next, Spiridon Basourakos, whose name day will be within a couple of hours, so we'll celebrate you in a big way after midnight.
Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you for this honor to be here today. I'm Spiros. I'm a fifth-year urology resident at Weill Cornell. My topic of research is prostate cancer. I've been doing both translation and clinical research at Cornell and previously at MD Anderson. So thank you everyone in the Hellenic Medical Society for this honor to be here tonight. And most of all, I would like to thank Dr. Tasiopoulos, who gave me a few more years with my father, who recently passed away. So Thank you, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Myrsini Akimianidou. I was born and raised in Greece, in Kozani. I graduated from Medical School of Athens, and I'm currently doing a research fellowship in radiation oncology under the supervision of Dr. Shannon MacDonald at the Mass General Hospital in Boston. I would like to thank the Hellenic Medical Society and especially Dr. Chris O'Malley's for her continued support and for giving me this award for a second year. I would also like to thank Dr. Tasiopoulos, who gave me the first opportunity to come to the States and shadow him 6 years ago. My American dream started then. I would also like to thank Dr. Liberis Latosakis for her mentorship all these years. This is a very special night for me because my parents traveled from Greece and they're here tonight. Χρωστάω τα πάντα σε εσάς, δεν θα ήμουν εδώ χωρίς εσάς. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Καλές γιορτές!
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me here. My name is Yannis Koulas. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the Feinstein Institute of Medical Research. I come from Thessaloniki. I'm graduated in Thessaloniki. I really want to thank Dr. Chrysomalis and the executive board for this opportunity of this award, and just want to say that it's really hard for us to make the big step of coming from Greece and pursuing our medical career in the United States. For everyone it's difficult, and for some of us it's actually almost impossible without external funding. And I just want to mention how important it is to have your trust, to gain your trust and to receive these kinds of awards. And I really want to thank Dr. Alex Spiropoulos, the PI who I'm working with at the Feinstein Institute, who not only had to trust me and gave me an opportunity to pursue my dream as a researcher here, but also had to find someone who could fill in the shoes of someone as great as Dimitrios Yannis, who's right next to me and taking video from me. This is really important for us, and we really want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, and we're going to do our best in order to honor every single penny that you give us. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me here tonight. First I want to thank the Hellenic Medical Society of New York for giving me this opportunity to continue my work. Dr. Chrysomalis, Dr. Vouzoulis and Dr. Manolas. And I also want to say that if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants, including my family who have supported me so far without any, their efforts were tireless. I also want to thank my professors at the University of Thessaly School of Medicine, and last but not least, my mentor, Dr. Alex Spiropoulos, who met me 2 years ago in Greece without even knowing me. He gave me the opportunity to come here, work with him, and prove that if you give the opportunity to someone that you don't even know, they can do outstanding things. And this is proven by our work on COVID and thrombosis over the previous 2 years. So thank you, Hellenic Medical Society of New York, for giving me the opportunity to continue my work on COVID. And I'm looking forward to continuing, contribution to your efforts in the coming years. Thank you so much.
After one of our Zoom conferences, within 24 hours, Dimitri's paper got accepted for publication. And then it happened again with our last research scholar who just presented his paper to us, and then within 24 hours said that his paper is getting published. So I think we need to have a little more of these Zoom conferences for you guys, right? Okay, next I'd like to invite up Dimitra Melisaridou.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. This scholarship truly means a lot to me. My name is Dimitra Melisaridou. I have graduated from Athens Medical School, and I am from Thessaloniki. I would like to thank Dr. Chrysomalis, Dr. Manolas, and the Hellenic Medical Society of New York for this opportunity. I would also like to thank my mother, who is also an orthopedic surgeon and has inspired me for this journey, my father and my sister for the constant support. Thank you so much.
Quería chicas.
Cancer Center as a clinical research, and we focus on pediatric cancer, prostate cancer, and leukemia. I also have the honor to be a master's student in Icahn School of Medicine and be accepted in Dr. Robaki's lab, and trying to find a connection between the immune system and the Alzheimer's disease. Hopefully in the future I'll have some results for you. And I wanted to say that coming to the US wasn't a really easy decision for me, so I wanted to thank you for making it a little bit easier.
That list of our research scholars, Stephanie, is broken.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, it's such a great honor and pleasure to be here among so many distinguished physicians and scientists. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Hellenic Medical Society of New York, the president, Dr. Manolas, the executive board, especially Dr. Chrysomalis, and for sure the scholarship committee for their amazing job and their amazing support to all of us, obviously. For me, I graduated from the medical school at the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki. I did also a master's degree there, and then I moved here, and right now I'm pursuing a PhD in the Elmesi Graduate School at Northwell Health about autonomic neuromodulation and cardiovascular diseases. And I would like to take the occasion and thank my mentors, my supervisor, Dr. Stavros Zanos and Dr. Stavros Mundatonakis, that we ran the clinical trials together. And this award is also for my father, who had passed away years ago, and my mother, who always supports me.
And last but not least, the postgraduate research students, John Paul Koulouturos and Kimon Valais.
Good evening. My name is Yannis Koulouturos. I'm a postgrad student at Columbia University, and I'm currently applying to medical school. I'd like to thank the Hellenic Medical Society for this incredible honor, the board, Dr. Chrysomalis. It's truly an honor to be here. I'd like to thank my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, for their unconditional love and their support. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
And Kimon? I've known Kimon from the time he was like 1.
Good evening. I know I'm the last one, I'm not going to try and take up too much of your time. So I wanted to thank the Society for everything they do here. They help out a lot of us, the new generation of students. My name is Kimon Valais. I'm from Yanina, Greece. And I graduated from Stony Brook in May 2021 with a bachelor's in biology. And for 3 years I did research under Dr. Stella Tsirka and now Dr. Alexandros Kokosis, who works at Regeneron now, and he's doing great work there. For 3 years I worked under Alex and Stella doing research in depression in mice, so we're looking at inflammations of microglia and seeing how manipulation of that can actually restore non-depression phenotypes in mice. So I'm sure Alex is going to be doing great work in the future. And in the meantime, I've also been working at a vascular surgeon at Great Neck, Dr. Safa and Dr. Peter Patetsios, 2 excellent doctors that work catheter surgeries that have saved many people's limbs, because we do leg angiograms and fistula dialysis axes. And they've been a big inspiration to me in my gap year, and I hope to possibly pursue vascular surgery in my medical years. And I wanted to say that η βοήθεια ενός τέτοιου συλλόγου είναι απαραίτητη, γιατί εμείς περνάμε πάρα πολύ δύσκολες στιγμές και μόνο με τη βοήθεια της δικιάς σας μπορούμε εμείς οι μαθητές και η νέα γενιά να προχωρήσουμε και να πετύχουμε τους στόχους μας. Οπότε σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ and thank you.
Father Aristides Garinis to say a prayer. These have been very difficult times, and I think a lot of us have found time for prayer, and I think we'll end our session with a short prayer. Of note, Father Aristides' son, Constantine, received proton therapy and is now a cure 3 years later with the kind of research Mirsini Joachim Ioannidou is doing at Harvard.
And it's much more than physical care that you bring. The doctors, the surgeons, the nurses, they bring a holistic care. And I know that being in a helping profession myself, a profession of service, ministry, we don't always hear the words thank you. And a big thank you to each and every one of you for everything you have done, for the countless lives that have crossed your path in your profession. Thank you so very much. And you're constantly in our prayers, and you are a blessing to our community. We thank God for you. I would like to read a prayer that we priests read when we go to the hospital and we visit a parishioner who has just come out of surgery. And if you can, bow your heads and have your patients in mind as I read this prayer. This is a prayer for them. O Holy Father, the only true physician of our souls and bodies, who cast down and lift up, accept me as I come in all humility to glorify you, and thank you for preserving by your grace your servants through their recent operations. We thank you for blessing the attending physicians and the means employed for their cure, and for restoring them safe and sound to their family and church, having fended off every danger against their body and soul. Raise them speedily, we pray you, from the bed of illness on which they lie, and return them to their home and peaceful pursuits. Grant that the suffering of their body may avail to the purifying of their soul, and may lead them to return in thanksgiving to the works of their hands in Christ Jesus, the physician of soul and body, by the grace and compassion and love for man of your only begotten Son, with whom you are blessed, together with your all-holy good and life-creating Spirit, now and forever into the ages of ages. Amen. Thank you for the honor of inviting us tonight, myself and Presbytera Vasilia, and God bless and be with you all.
So much for attending again. And MGTV is always with us. Thank you.